everybody. I'm Jesse, and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today I'm going to talk about the 4 reasons why Generation X would rule a post-apocalyptic world even though we're getting older. And the first reason I have is bullshit and experience. And I go back to Eddie Murphy in 48 Hours with this one when he told Nick Nolte, bullshit and experience to get you through, huh? Well, come with me and experience some of my bullshit before they went into that redneck bar. That's a really good movie. But anyway, Gen X has the experience to get through a lot of stuff. We've been through a lot of stuff. And we've already figured out a lot of ways to survive. Even some of us have strayed outside the law once in a while in order to keep things moving along. So our life experience would serve us well in a post-apocalyptic world. And a lot of us have learned the art of bullshit to a certain degree, one degree or another. Some of us aren't great at it, but we know that it can serve a purpose, and we can whip out that skill in a survival situation, in a life or death situation. So I think both those things will serve us well in a post-apocalyptic world. Number 2 is self-reliance. We've been self-reliant since we were kids, the latchkey generation. We had to learn to cook ramen noodles and macaroni and cheese at the age of 5, some of us. I mean, it's crazy. I remember having to pull a step stool up to the stove so I could stand up on it to stir the macaroni. So those kind of experiences taught us self-reliance. We know that there is no savior. Nobody's going to come and rescue us. Nobody's going to come and do it for us. Nobody's going to come and protect us. We have to rely on ourselves. It's just natural instinct to us because we grew up that way. We don't seek for someone else to come and save us. We don't seek for a provider. We don't seek for this or that. We're not dependent on the government or anyone else. We're individuals and self-reliant. If something needs done, we do it. If we need something, we get it. We don't look to someone else to provide these things for us. And that's not the case in every single Generation Xer, I get it. But as a rule, I would say that Gen X is the most self-reliant generation since probably the silent generation to go through the Depression. So, yeah. We're very self-reliant, and we get it done. Whatever needs to be done, we get it done. The third one I call the MacGyver effect. We get stuff done with whatever tools and materials we have available. We've all watched MacGyver and saw, and that stuff he did on that show made sense. I mean, it wasn't like outlandish stuff. I mean, it would make sense, a lot of it. Now, some of it might have been outlandish. I don't remember every episode, but that stuff he did taught us that you can get some real stuff done with a minimum amount of resources as long as you have the imagination and the will. If you want to do it and you have the imagination to figure out how to get it done with the available materials, you can get it done. And that's another edge that I think Generation X has on every other generation, the MacGyver effect. We'll figure out how to get something done with the limited resources that we have available. And we can do a lot more with those resources than anybody else. We've grown up that way. A lot of times we had to invent our own games and toys and that kind of stuff. And that kind of imagination is disappearing in the younger generations. They have no reason to use it, and so they don't exercise that muscle, let's say. Where Generation X, that imagination muscle has been exercised throughout our lives. And the best reason that I know of that Generation X would rule the post-apocalyptic world is that we want to. We want a post-apocalyptic world. We have the will. And will is everything. As Ra's al Ghul said in Batman Begins, will is everything. Without will, it doesn't matter. All the training, all the physical fitness, everything. You can have everything, all the supplies you want. Without the will to implement the training and all this stuff, it's meaningless. Without will. And Generation X has the will. We have the desire to do so. We have the desire to survive. We have the desire to rebuild society. We have the desire to face this challenge and excel. It's like bred into all of us, indoctrinated into all of us. It almost feels like destiny at times. And I'll leave you there with that. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to become a member of Gen X Thinks, I'll leave that link down in the description, or you can head over to the channel page and do that. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Or you can hop over to Buy Me a Cup of Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee, and I'll put that link down in the description as well. If you're interested in Gen X gear, you can hop over to Redbubble and check that stuff out. Got some pretty cool Gen X and Gen X Thinks branded stuff over there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, stickers, stuff like that. And I'll put that link down in the description too. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a lot. I sincerely appreciate those of you who do that. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email's over on the channel page. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.
Make all the demons quiet, yeah. We were built to thrive, yeah.